So this failed spectacularly. Hey there, this is your Mac Doodle to my Thomas Hands, Doodle here with another video, and today I'd like to talk about my failed Doodlemite costume and how it got to this point. Now, for those of you who have been with me for a while would know that I wanted to make a Doodlemite costume, but before that, in the really early days of my YouTube channel, I had made a Doodlemite costume, but it was a one-piece suit. So the gloves were stitched on, the boots were stitched on. The mask was already part of it because it was a zipper type thing, right? And it looked cool for what it was. It was my first time actually ever really making a full costume, right? The symbol was too big. The little upside down triangle part was way off, especially on here. Didn't really work out. And the other reason I stopped using it was because the eyes broke, because I dried it, and you can't really fix that. But again, also, it's not just that. The zipper stopped working really hard. It kept pulling on my hair. So I just had to scrap that. And for a while, I just had to go back to the old Doodlemite mask that I had for a long time. Ow! Again? And I just used that for a little bit. And I was like, you know what? Let me just make a new costume, a new mask. Just cause. Why not, right? And it ended up just casually being the best things I've made so far. Like, this thing is so good. Yes, it's not perfect. There's some, I guess, indents or, there's little things here, but technically this is the best I could do, and I love the eye placement and how even the red pieces. I don't know why I had the motivation to actually be good. I don't know. So I thought, you know what? I've made this, and I thought, why not just make an entire version of this? I have images of what Doodlemite looks like. My community post, sometimes I post it there too. And because I thought, you know what? I made a beautiful mask right now. I can just make an entire costume, right? Because I already had made one beforehand, but I wanted the hands removable, buttons, take them off, take it off for clicking. Very easy, right? Taking off the mask, doing this thing. I love that whole thing like Spider-Man does, right? And because I technically had a previous blue costume, because I bought two at the time, I thought, you know what, why not just make a costume? But I did it in a very hard way because this blue is extremely hard to come by. It is not a blue you normally find. I wanted to just use this mask, but one, if you see the difference, these two are completely different colors. And my autistic brain said, you know what? I need to find this exact blue. So I went on Amazon to find this, and I bought it to make the mask. Now, is it stupid? Yes. It's expensive? Yes. But I, wanted to have symmetry with the colors because it's a bright red and blue. The red, I am honestly not sure where I found this red. I think it was actually part of another red costume that I have, that I bought to, make it all synergy. And again, also finding the red was impossible as well. So I bought another blue costume, and I was actually going to do this. It's going to sound horrifying. Don't judge me. I was going to cut in the middle and, make the side mask like I did with this one to make that, half shape, make it easier on the eyes, right? I had cut up the first side of the mask, and I'm going to do the other one. And I tried finding the regular blue anywhere else, but it was only this one, the original mask that you've seen me wear for a while. I tried finding it online, like in Joann's, and nothing. So I just bought another costume, as you see here. And I was going to do the other side, but there wasn't enough room. It didn't fit, so I bought another one. That wasn't even the same color as the one I bought. And guess what? I bought another costume to actually be the same color. Guess what? That was not the same color for the mask. They were two different shades. So I made another version of that in that same area. I almost bought another one. And another one! And another one! And another one! But I was already making it way too expensive. I recommend don't do this because it's very expensive. But for my purposes, I decided to do that. So, yeah. I don't know why I decided this blue as Doodlemite, but there we go. Why I was going to buy more was because this was going to be a one-time thing. The costume is just going to be on me from then on, and I will not make any more costumes unless it's like a special event, like Halloween, things like that. That did not go well, because I made two versions of the mask, actually. I sewed it. That didn't fit right either. I used this mask as a base because I am not good at figuring out how this works. This was complete by accident. And again, it's not perfect, but it works really well, especially for me. But because technically this was a part of this type of material, I guess it didn't fit right, even if I cut it, which doesn't make too much sense because this is extremely stretchy. But it didn't stretch right. This is not as stretchy, but it fits much more snugly. So I don't get why it didn't work. This, I know some of you may say that, oh, the saliva comes out, it's really wet over in this area. I get it, but it would have been worse.
And this is just a test video for the mask. Is it working? How much is it moving? Because this is the part that bothers me a lot.
And I just had to give up. But that's just the mask. The entire costume part was a nightmare.
The worst thing about a secret identity is that you can't ask someone else to do your sewing.
See, I had finally been able to make the upside down triangle on the mat on the costume. You know, that was going well. Guess what? It was a little crooked. That bothered me. The sharp edges was not good because what I did was I just kind of followed my last costume and just kind of sewed it. But that did not work right. And I tried. I was trying to be patient. I would sew. I would glue. And gluing does work. It really does. But it didn't work because it took me so long. And then by that point, because of the buying the different costumes, buying the different materials, finding out how expensive it was, and couldn't return it, and there wasn't even comfortable, I had to, kind of stop. And not just for that, I almost kept on finishing it. Because I placed the little point where I was going to make the symbol, make it a little smaller from the last one, right? That was going to be fine. This, even though I was pissed off with how it was going, it still looked, better than the last one. It actually fit up under the arms. I even was going really, really hard on the zipper. And again, I would have been fine. I almost decided to just use the mask as I did before. But as I talked about in the old costume, it looked funky. It looked weird. The neck piece face wasn't right. And that's why I decided to buy another version of the costume so I can make the mask and make it easier. I didn't have enough red either for the eyes. I was trying to do a new technique on how to do the eyes. That didn't work either. That's why I didn't even start it. But because the mask failed, I couldn't keep this going. And then guess what? I also kept gluing in wrong places and it got really hard where it got very uncomfortable. So that was a pain. And because I did not have enough, that also was a problem. But you know what's the kicker that screwed my costume to oblivion? My dog decided to pee on my mat, on my costume. And I didn't notice for the longest time because I had it on the floor because I got really annoyed with it and I wasn't sure if I was going to finish it. But I did. I was so close. I had the belt piece that I bought at Joann's. And that was going to be easy part, right? But no. My dog's peed on it for a while. I didn't know it was done. And if you look on my Instagram, I showed images and how stained it was, and I could not fix that no matter what I wanted to do. And that's when I decided, you know what, that's it. I have to scrap this. This was expensive to make. I'm not throwing this away. I'm going to wash it, but I'm not going to use it. It was a pain in my ass. It was a nightmare to make. This was just so frustrating, and it cost me so much. Again, I could have, tried to save this. But without a mask and having this piece, it wouldn't have worked at all. It would have looked terrible. So you know what I decided after that? Again, I just said no more. No more of the doodle my costume for a little bit. I may make it later, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But I was done. So I decided, you know what? To make something of synergy, because I hated having to make my thumbnails have me wearing a t-shirt that I wasn't wearing in the video. Now, I know it doesn't necessarily matter in YouTube videos because, a lot of YouTubers tend to wear a different shirt compared to the video. But I'm autistic, so a lot of times I need to know that parallel. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to wear this red sweater because it's really comfortable when it's cold, but also it just looks better on camera. So that's what I've been doing for so long. If anyone had any questions, probably not, because a lot of you probably just recently found me or have only been seeing me since I've been wearing this. So that's why. Now, did I learn my lesson? No. I'm going to make this costume again and maybe make it completely from scratch. But do you know why I'm doing that? To actually not have to worry about the freaking mask. That part was the thing that pissed me off, and that was the hardest thing. And I don't know if I have the patience for the mask right now. Using this material, because this thing is weirdly comfortable and I can breathe through so well, and just find that blue and red, and that's what I could use for the costume. Now, is it going to be harder, having to make a literal costume by complete scratch? Yes, but it will actually fit me correctly. It will actually be the right color this time, and it will actually have synergy, and it will actually be consistent. That is something I was dreading from the last costume. But am I making it now? No. I need a break on that version of the costume, but I just wanted the people to know what I was doing, what I was going to do, and if I was going to be done with that. No, not going to be done with it. I just need a break, but I hope this is not going to be a broken promise. And to test out my skills on making a costume by scratch, I'm actually going to do a black suit version of the Doodlemite costume. I do have images right here that I'm going to show right now, but I do also have that on Instagram, and that's what I'm going to try out because one, it's one color. And I know a lot of creators make it with multiple colors, but that's not really my thing. And I'm also extremely new at this whole cosplay thing. So I'm going to make a black suit version of Doodlemite. You know, instead of the white eyes, it's black. Instead of the red mask piece I have in my mask, it's white and then black here. And with the skills I've learned from this, and if it fails, I can do it over and over because black is a consistent color and white is a consistent color as well. So that's also a reason why I'm doing that. And also, it's less stuff on the costume instead of my complicated suit design that I usually have. But it still has to, be around the Doodlemite design, if that makes sense. It has to be recognizable as Doodlemite because I have to make life harder on myself. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Now, if you're still here, one, thank you for listening to my incomplete rant. I'm actually letting one of my friends actually edit this video because I want to see if, someone can edit better than I can. Because when this entire channel is literally made by me, I edit, I record, and guess what? I do not do scripts at all. One, because I can't really see the screen half the time because the light's on my face. I usually need glasses underneath. Can't see, but that's why I do it all myself. One, because I don't know who could be an actual affordable editor, and also I don't make money on YouTube yet, so I don't want to risk it. So I'm asking a friend, and he seems really excited. So if you are wondering and are a fan of me, if you're noticing why I'm holding my mic instead of just putting it on the table that I usually have, well, one, I am moving out of this place. I probably will make an entire video on all of it together because why not? But yeah, that's everything. I just want to thank everyone who has been with me in this entire ride of this YouTube channel. I really appreciate you so much. It's really fun. And I really like doing this. And if you have any specific cosplays you want me to do that's Doodlemite aesthetic, because I kind of like that. I don't really like wearing other IP's costumes. Not because I don't like it. It's just, I like to keep it, unique on my channel. And I hope to make merch off these things. I just want to be honest. Now, is a black Doodlemite unique? Not really, but it's unique enough to be different. But this has been Doodlemite. I hope everyone stays nerdy, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Goodbye.